Right, hiya. We're on our way back from the Sensas Challenge final in France. It's been quite interesting, to say the least.
Very.
We had a couple of days practice, Barnsley team. Myself, Frankie, Alan Scotton and Simon Fields were in our team. Good team of 4. Lots of different lakes to practice, so practice wasn't going to be that straightforward. It wasn't just going to be a case of going there and all sitting on one lake together and go from there. What we had to do was try and each practice together in pairs. So me and Frankie went on the lake I was going to be on Thursday.
A and B section.
That's right, A and B. So we went on B section on Thursday, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went on A section on Friday. And then we're talking amongst ourselves on a night, but you can't all, because you've only got 2 days practice, you can't do everything. So that was what we decided to do anyway. And it worked out all right, because we went to a B section first day, which is where I was going to go. And the fishing wasn't brilliant, but I think what we established on there was definitely that there was a lot of perch to catch. They're not like the sort of lakes you experience in England. They're certainly not as well stocked, or they're probably not even stocked. A lot of them are just natural lakes,
wild
really.
venues,
Yeah. And the fish, you don't really know what you're going to catch next. So I mean, we caught a lot of little perch.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I had some perch in the match, and basically, we established that there was a few skimmers to catch on the waggler. We had to fix wagglers, didn't we? Because it wasn't particularly deep. You couldn't really fish no real advantage on fishing a slider because it was only, say, 7 foot deep. So you could just fish it comfortably with like a 6 gram insert waggler. And
needed a bit of sensitivity, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, definitely. So what we did was I think that's really important actually. The bites on the waggler, there's been no wind at all this weekend, and the bites on the waggler have been real delicate bites. And I think it's really important to fish sensitive wagglers. And what we ended up doing was we fished some Preston wagglers that we had that have got 2 colours in the tip. So nearly all the bites were little lifts, weren't they?
Everyone nearly.
Yeah, and so because it was flat calm, we were having a very tiny bit of red bristle showing it. It just lifted up to expose the yellow, and that's when you knew the fish was on. So that was that worked really well for us, didn't it?
Yeah, literally, it's an inch. It's moved up, and you think, oh, you want to give it a bit of time. It's always right down the throat.
Yeah, that's right. We also caught some fish on worms. Few fish on chopped worms, few bonus perch and things like that. We caught a lot of fish on bloodworm. Bloodworm and joker is always going to be the key in these matches, getting bites. And because I was going on that lake, I said to you at the time, I think this could be a hard match. It's going to be every peg in. Even though we caught really well in practice, you caught some skimmers on the waggler. Yeah, exactly. So on the match itself, I've gone with the opinion that you're going to need 2 or 3 lines for perch. Then you're going to need your main 13 metre line and then a waggler line. So that's what we went with. And we'll talk about my couple of matches first of the weekend, because they were like chalk and cheese. So the first day, I've caught perch steadily and done what I thought was all right. I mean, it's fished really hard. There's been 200 grams on my left. I've had 630 grams, and then the next 4 pegs have all weighed less than myself. And I thought to myself, well, that's all right, because they've all just caught a few perch. But then to his left, there was just nothing but, or to the chap to my left, from him onwards, they've caught like 8 kilos, 4 kilos, 3 kilos, all the skimmers. So, bearing in mind I've had 600 grams, you haven't got a chance there of winning your section, probably even being in the top 10. I finished equal 11th, which is 10.5 points. So that half point is always a bit niggly. You think, oh, I hope that doesn't cost us, but we'd have to see what happened the next day. But then going into the next day, I just sat down again. I thought, look, if no skimmers feed, I've got to catch the most perch. That's what we discussed. I've got to work my lines and catch perch. And I've done it again with a bit of chopped worm and some bloodworm, and I've caught 60 real small perch, and I've had 5 proper netters. and that's given me 1 kilo 950 in a section win, 16 peg section win, because there was absolutely no skimmers caught. Bright sunshine, flat calm, no skimmers feeding whatsoever. Yeah, absolutely dreadful. But it was dreadful. It was very, very peggy first day, but I think the fact that second day there was a few bites to be had with the perch. The perch weren't even everywhere. I was definitely in the better area for perch, so you know you can't be right all the time. But you've had a good weekend in terms of results, haven't you? So Saturday, you've been on the same lake both days, haven't you?
Yeah.
At Louison.
Louison, yeah.
So
section.
yeah.
A section.
So Roach first day.
Yeah, Roach first day. I drew an end peg, it is, which is always a good one. But yeah, I had 3 kilos 500 of Roach. All in bloodworm. Yeah. But yeah, it really hard going, and I think I've only had the first hour and a half of the match. I've only had 3 fish, and it's been a real tricky thing. But I've caught for the middle hour and a half. I've caught, and then they went for me a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, we're third in the section.
And what bloodworm on the bottom?
Yeah, about 1.5 inches off deck. It were best. It's really quite it was quite silty, the lake, as we found out in practice.
Yeah, the lakes have got a lot of dead leaves and stuff in the bottom, so when you plumb up, it's really weird. Your plummet goes in, and it like basically it as you put the plummet down, you can feel it just sinking on the leaves, and it's just weird, isn't it? So fishing off deck was quite I thought was quite important for like for roach, for roach, definitely. And perch, I think so. They're picking it out quicker. I felt just off
right in the face as well.
Right in the face. That's right. Yeah. So so you were third in the section with that, and that gave us a first day score. We had 3 terrible pegs, really. We had 29.5 points, put us 24th out of 64 teams, and we were a bit like downhearted really, because we've had such a good year with the team.
All looking glum, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was looking a bit glum, and we sort of thought, well, really disappointing that, you know, we're not going to get in the top 10, which is where all the money is. Obviously not going to win it, but we have, you know, I definitely couldn't have come any higher than, well, I needed like 2 kilos more to do any good. So
2 different matches, really.
2 different matches, and I heard it was the same for Alan. I mean, Alan's had 800 grams, and like there's been a 5 kilo, 3 kilos, and to prove the point, the next day Alan's drawn in amongst the fish and paralysed the lake. He's had 20 kilos of skimmers on a waggler, 12 kilos were second in his section, so he's won his section. Brilliant performance. I won my section second day, fishing exactly. So we've got 2 winners already, and then you've won your section as well. So out of our team of 4, we've had 3 winners, but you've caught skimmers second day.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, I fed the exact same at the start, and I fed the same mix. But I think it's just the area, we're a little bit deeper on the pole. Yeah. I've caught the majority of my fish on the pole. I've had a few on a waggler, but the majority of them are on the pole. And I've just had little hand-sized skimmers. I've had 40 skimmers.
Have you fished like bunches of bloodworms then, rather than singles?
Well, I've fished 2 bloodworm were the best, but then the last part of the match, a big bunch of bloodworm were the best, because you started getting a few problems with little fish, you see, and I think the same happened yesterday. You know, a lot of little fish later on, but a big bunch of bloodworm were the best later on.
Yeah. And what? More leam in your initial feed?
Yeah, about probably.
We found that on these trips, haven't we? More leam is better to catch a few skimmers and bream, isn't it?
Leam for bream,
Leam for bream, yeah. It does tend to work, although I am a big fan of obviously ground bait, but I think especially once they've been fished one day as well, it's quite a safe bet.
64 anglers on a lake as well, isn't it?
Yeah, they get a lot of bait, so just a carrier in leam and the cloud, they're quite clear. It just seems to work well, so we've been catching a few fish on it. So we had 3 section winners. Unfortunately, Seinfeld's was on another shocker. I've drawn him 2 shocking pegs. He came 11th, but we scored 14 points, which 14 points is a really good score. It won it first day.
Mega points.
But there was a couple of really other low scores second day, but we were 3rd best second day. And it pulled us up to 6th overall. So bearing in mind we were 24th on the first day, we finished 6th, which I think is a mega result. We won €500 between us, back in the team kitty, and you know, it's a good trip. You learn plenty from the trip, don't you? You know, it's not just a because last night we're all like, oh God, you know, like didn't want to go, and because you're disappointed, but to be fair, when we sat down last night, we said, look, we're capable of scoring 4 points, and we're, you know, a little bit. Simon's left or right in his section, I think, and he's got a great chance of winning it. So we could have had like 4 winners. I mean, to have 3 winners out of 4, I think, is a real achievement. It's something we should be proud of anyway. Really,
got that class of angler as well. It's unbelievable. You've got world champions in there, haven't you, in your section?
That's right. But it's a really well-run event. Sensas do a great job running the event. It's a shame the pegging has to be as tight as it is, but I think they have to do that to get the numbers in. So, but it's such a professionally run event. It is the best run event I go to. You know, you can't really, in terms of how they run the event with the draw and all the directions and all. I mean, it's good, isn't it? You can't moan at all.
You can't
so,
no,
so you know, we'll try our best to qualify next year and maybe have another shot. Well, this is 2 years in a row we've been here now, so
fingers crossed.
Work out. Anyway, we're on the tunnel. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted.
Yeah.
Time for a kip, I reckon. So
definitely.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, see you later. Bye.